If you want your child to be intelligent, tell them stories. And if you want them to be more intelligent, tell them more stories. And when I say that we should design our curriculum and convert our curriculum into stories, I have a strong point behind this thing. Our brains are programmed for stories. Yes, it's true. And you know who is the storyteller of our brain? Hippocampus. Yes, hippocampus weaves memory. While the other parts of the brain are busy in processing the memory, hippocampus stores the memory for long terms. You know what happens to you when you hear or listen to a story? When our brain listens to a story, our brain lights up. And neuroscientists have this saying, the neurons that fire together wire together. Therefore, whenever you are listening to your story, your brain started lighting up and all the neurons that are involved in this process start wiring together, and it triggers us to remember most of the information we get. One more thing the stories do to the brain. Listening to the story results in the release of a neurochemical called oxytocin. Yes, oxytocin. That the same hormone is released when a mother is with her child. It is also known as love drug, and it is now proved that listening to stories have the same impact on human brain. We all know that stories make us remember things for a longer period of time. And stories make us care about others also. Hippocampus is a very complex brain structure which is situated in the temporal lobe of the brain. And it is responsible for our memory. Whenever we read, it is stored in the frontal lobe. Reading is stored in the frontal lobe of the brain, while stories are stored in the right brain. And hippocampus involved in this memory formation and its retrieval. And hippocampus, the memory which is stored in hippocampus is long-term memory. I'll tell you one incident. 5 to 6 years back, my daughter was having a high fever and she was just not able to remember some spellings. And next day she was having English exam and she was not liking it. So I made up a story for her, and you won't believe within minutes she learned it and still she have no confusion about that spelling. You want to know what was that word? That word was night. Yes, you heard it right. Night. I made a story that N for night में I for ice cream को लेकर, G for girl, H for horse पर बैठकर, T for train में चली गई. And that little girl liked the story so much कि अभी उसको बहुत अच्छे से ये spelling याद है. So keep telling your kids.